Halo Infinite's developers finally acknowledge frustrated players. Epic has released their cutting-edge new game engine, Ubisoft announced Rainbow Six Mobile, and much more on Today in Gaming. Hey guys, LevelCap here. Halo Infinite's 343 studio acknowledged just how frustrated players are with the game's lack of updates and new content. A developer from the studio replied to a Reddit post about the Season 1 outcome blog that 343 recently published. He says the team isn't happy about failing to meet player expectations. Their current focus is the Season 2 update, but it sounds like there's some significant roadblocks slowing work down. The developer says 343 are working on production planning, cost analysis, and hiring. They're planning to post a new blog covering what to expect in Season 2 that should be out in the next few weeks, but the devs say they understand players are out of patience and want to see results rather than excuses. The situation with Halo Infinite is pretty complex. Generally speaking, the gameplay is highly praised by critics and players. There are some technical issues like desync and bugs, but ultimately it's a live service title that's just missing key features and content that every previous game in the series offered, like co-op, forge mode, and a well-rounded roster of maps. Season 2 launches on May 3rd. Again, we're waiting for a blog post with all of that info, but for now, we know of at least 2 new maps coming with the update. Breaker for Big Team Battle and Catalyst for Arena mode. Season 2 will introduce narrative content split between cutscenes, story-themed events, and cosmetics. Epic Games released Unreal Engine 5. This is their cutting-edge game engine that will likely power a whole new wave of truly next-gen titles. We recently got a small taste of what Unreal Engine 5 can do with the console-exclusive Matrix Awakens demo. That truly mind-blowing demo showcases the game's new detail streaming and ray tracing features. The city used for the Matrix Awakens is available in Unreal Engine 5 as a sample project now on PC, giving us our first look at what the engine can achieve on insane PC hardware. If you want to check that project out, you'll need to install the engine, download the sample project, and run it in the development tools. There's no gameplay or character models based on the movies though. That said, it's probably only a matter of time before somebody compiles the game as a playable demo similar to the console version and releases it on GitHub or something. Ubisoft announced Rainbow Six Siege Mobile. They also released a significant balance update for the game's PC version of the test server. Rainbow Six Siege Mobile looks like a nearly one-to-one port of Siege, but with cut-down visuals and animation quality. Compared to the PC or console version, it's certainly not impressive looking, but it's a giant leap compared to the countless Siege copycat mobile games out there. You can sign up for early access playtests of Siege Mobile on the game's official website. It doesn't have a release date as of yet. When it comes to the big balance update for PC, Ubisoft are making critical changes to several operators. Bandit can place multiple battery gadgets on a single reinforcement. This makes it more intuitive to counter EMPs since you don't have to pick up the disabled battery first. Blackbeard's breaching charge is swapped with a claymore now, giving him a more defensive loadout. Gridlock gets an extra Trax canister, giving players more utility to gate off key areas. Operators who get knocked over by Nomad or Oryx have their recovery time reduced by 1.25 seconds, and staying prone recovers your control faster. Smoke is now vulnerable to his own toxic grenade. Warden's gadget duration is increased to 20 seconds, but its cooldown was also increased to 20 seconds to compensate. And finally, Ying's flash duration is decreased to 1.4 seconds, and the number of flashes she has is increased to 4. These changes should help tune some of the more powerful operators down just a notch, but shouldn't lead to massive meta shifts. It sounds like Intel still has some kinks to iron out with their new Arc GPUs. Initial testing of their new discrete laptop GPU, the Arc A370M, shows a significant performance gap compared to NVIDIA's GTX 1650. It's not an apples-to-apples comparison since the 1650 has a bigger memory bus and faster clock speed, but the Arc GPU also had critical stability problems. YouTube channel Benchmark Lab found that the GPU crashed when running Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Forza Horizon 5. It's tough to say if Intel's drivers are leaving performance on the table at this point, as it's still very early. Hopefully they can fix the crashes quickly. Discrete PCIe Arc GPUs are launching this summer. It'll be interesting to see how Intel's new hardware shapes up against NVIDIA and AMD. Valve's portable PC console, the Steam Deck, finally supports third-party game launchers. Well, sort of. The latest update for the Linux gaming tool Lutris added the ability to install game clients like the Epic Game Store, GOG Galaxy, Origin, Ubisoft Connect, and others on the Steam Deck. This update also works with anti-cheat solutions, so you should be able to run any title Lutris supports on the Steam Deck as of now. Valve are ramping up production of their handheld devices and emailing customers who pre-ordered with a Q2 delivery window to complete their purchases. Upcoming survival horror game Abandoned had some spicy rumors buzzing around it a few months ago, suggesting that Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima was secretly in charge of its development. The rumors were fueled by apparent Easter eggs in the game's trailer and promotional materials hinting at a connection to Kojima's work. The rumors stirred an overwhelming amount of hype for the game, which has only gotten a handful of cinematic clips released in a demo app on the PlayStation 5 so far. The developers of Abandoned has denied these rumors multiple times. Recently, people noticed the developer had deleted several tweets from the game's official account. This led to speculation that the game was cancelled. However, Abandoned's director did an interview with IGN saying the game is still being worked on and that they're currently planning to launch a paid prologue game to self-fund development of the full title. This prologue will be a few hours long. There's no release date for the prologue, but they'll be releasing updates for the demo app throughout the rest of 2022. Ultimately, we don't have a clear picture of what the game will be or when it'll launch, if it ever does. It seems unlikely that Kojima is involved if they have to release a separate title just to fund its development. The fun physics destruction heist sim Teardown is leaving early access on April 21st. The game offers an incredibly destructible game world, an arsenal of weapons and vehicles to destroy stuff with, and lightly designed missions that will walk you through everything the game has to offer. The campaign for the game is feature complete already, so you're getting nearly the full experience if you buy it right now. Teardown 1.0 will offer more extensive mod support. It already has a healthy modding community, so expect some pretty cool stuff in the future. Building has now returned in Fortnite, but the no-build mode is staying as a permanent option. There aren't major changes to the building mechanics, so it's basically what players are used to, but no-build mode proved to be very popular with players when it launched a few weeks ago. It's helped to rejuvenate interest in the game, which is wild to say considering that it's still one of the biggest titles out today. In other Fortnite news, the game's Ukraine Fund charity program has closed after raising an insane $140 million in 2 weeks. The money will be distributed via disaster relief programs to help Ukraine and its citizens as Russia continues their attacks. Launch reviews for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga are praising the game as a return to form for the LEGO franchise while massively expanding the previous titles in the series. It offers adaptations of all 9 main Star Wars films with a rotating cast of playable characters. The increased scope of The Skywalker Saga reportedly led to excessive crunch at TT Games, which got so bad that they had to delay its launch. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.